Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. So we have a new volcanic island emerging near Mayotte, and so this is an area that we've had a lot of earthquake activity around really for like the last year. And so this new hotspot could be the reason behind all those earthquake swarms we've seen going on since May. And so this is off of Africa, and as we're looking right here, scientists think they've found what's going on here. It's a new volcanic island emerging from below. So is there any doubt, do you guys have any doubt that we're in those times that have been spoken about, biblically, from Edgar Casey, from, Nostradamus, and so many other traditions, the Hopis, the Australian Aborigines, I mean, the Alaskan Inuits, it goes on. And we are in times of the great earth changes. These are the times that have been talked about forever, and we're seeing tremendous changes in the earth. And obviously, as the Bible says, these are the birth pains of the new age, as the Bible says. And so we're going to see a lot of changes, but ultimately it's a positive thing, because we're going to be releasing and letting go of the old world, which we've been in the Kali Yuga. We've been in the Dark Age, according to the Vedas and the Vedic tradition, and we're going to go back into a Golden Age. So ultimately it's good, but we have to go through a time period that's likened to a woman going through birth, which obviously could be pretty damn tough. And so scientists from the National Institute of Geographical and Forest Information have recently suggested that the seismic unrest rattling the area is due to a new volcanic island emerging from underwater. And so pretty exciting stuff that we are seeing here. Of course, I'll have all the links for you guys, as always. And over here we have an earthquake warning, critical tremor predicted in days. And so this is according to an earthquake forecaster. And so this is because of the alignment of Venus, Uranus, Neptune, the Moon, and Mars, all pulling on the Earth. The gravitational pull of the celestial bodies on either side of our planet could pull on Earth's tectonic plates, according to this prediction. So this is off a website called Ditranium, and it's run by researcher Frank Hugerbeets. And so he's made the prediction. And so he says critical geometry on the 12th and 13th may trigger more seismic unrest and possibly larger quakes from the 13th to 15th. So let's see if he is right. We've seen before, when we had that alignment of all the planets on one side of the sun, we actually did have some big mega quakes, like very strong, very deep. And so, it is an electric universe that we're living in here, and so each object affects the others, and we're starting to learn that. So he's also talking about a very critical planetary alignment configuration on the winter solstice, December 21st, 2018, and it's likely to trigger a very large earthquake in that period between the 21st and 25th, and his estimate is between the 7 and the 8. So we'll see how he lines up next to Dutch. I know Dutch has been very concerned, especially about the West Coast. And another thing here, fears imminent earthquake after bizarre multicolored cloud filmed in the sky. And so this is down in Honduras, and the onlookers were all basically saying that these clouds, and I'll give you the link so you could watch the video on it, have portended mega quakes or bigger quakes when people have seen this. And we were talking about this on the live show, how there's this relationship between what goes on with the plasma on the inside of the Earth and the atmosphere itself. And more people are waking up to this fact that there's a link between what goes on inside the Earth geomagnetically and the weather, and also earthquakes as well. And so let's take a look, see what we got as far as the earthquake picture goes. There's the largest one we're looking at right now is a 6.0, which is over in the most eastern part of Russia, and it's 58.7 kilometers deep. And also there is a 5.0 in the same area as well at 60.6 kilometers deep. Yeah, we've had quite a few earthquakes just recently in the last couple hours. 5.6 over here in Indonesia. If you notice, there's a lot of swarming on the Caribbean plate, which you do get some swarming from time to time. But right now there's 16 quakes all centered around Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. The biggest one was a 4.9. Now we're only listing a 3.2. I think that one must have just come off the list there. We still see some activity over in Greece. And when you look over here, you see massive activity going on right now. California and Nevada. Big time swarming going on. Lots of these diamonds, which are listed as quarry blasts. Dutch will go through and check each one of these, and sometimes, you know, there's no quarry anywhere to be found. So what's actually happening? That's the question mark. And then the other thing that we see is a lot of activity going up through like Soda Springs, and it looks like some of these got taken off recently too. But up here, close to the Yellowstone area, there's been quite a bit of activity as well. And of course, a lot of swarming going on in Alaska as well. So over here we have a giant meteorite crater that was found that's bigger than Paris, and it's underneath Greenland's ice sheet. And that impact could have drastically altered the climate and led to serious consequences for life on Earth at that time, according to scientists. This one's a 31-kilometer wide cavity, and it was discovered by an international team of scientists who believe that it was caused by a rare meteorite that struck the Earth about 12,000 years ago. And so, you know, obviously that could really just completely impact our climate. And, you know, we've had a lot of activity with a lot of asteroids, a lot of fireballs this year. And so we'll always keep our eyes on the skies and be aware of what is up there and could happen. And so we have Tropical Cyclone Gaja, and about to make landfall. It's basically like a Category 1, so it's not very strong, but it should be impacting the very southeasterly part of India and Sri Lanka. And we have Winter Storm Avery, or it's not really winter yet, but we have our early season winter storm Avery that is affecting the whole midsection of the country, and it's going to bring a lot of snow and slippery conditions all the way around the Mississippi Valley, western Ohio, interior northeast over the next couple of days. Potentially significant icing possible in the south central Appalachians, and also heavy rain from the southeast to the mid-Atlantic coast. And we have another planet discovered, a super-Earth discovered orbiting Sun's nearest star. And so this planet, known for now as Barnard's Star B, is the second nearest exoplanet to the Earth, and it orbits its host star once every 233 days. And so, you know, another planet found, and it's a super planet at that. And so Barnard's star is a red dwarf that's only 6 light years away, practically in our own back garden, galactically speaking. And so this has a super-Earth type planet orbiting it. And so, you know, more and more disclosures about the probability of life, maybe even very, very close to us. And we have a rapidly breeding monkey species carrying a rare and deadly form of herpes that could put humans at risk as the population grows in Florida. And so this cute little guy kind of looks a little bit irritated there at being filmed there or photographed. You know, people don't, maybe a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of monkeys, you know, down there in the Everglades and in Florida. And they're wild monkeys that were released a long time ago. And this little guy, his kind, is carrying herpes B. And it's extremely rare for it to spread from monkey to human, but when it does, it can be fatal. And so this is something to be aware of if you're down there in Florida. And in the heart of central Florida lies Silver Springs State Park, which is a large patchwork of forest and wetlands with a spring-fed river flowing through it. It's one of Florida's first tourist attractions, and it was once known for its scenic vistas and native wildlife, but for the last 80 years, the park's biggest draw has been the monkeys. Yep, at least 300 rhesus macaws. That's where we get RH from, right? a monkey native to the South and Southeast Asia. They're breeding rapidly, and a new study estimates that the monkey population will double by 2022, unless they try to control it. And so it's carrying herpes B, which could infect humans as well. So something to be very aware of, because they can be a little irritable, and they can be a little bit aggressive at times. Now, more U.S. kids are getting this mystery paralyzing illness, and some people say that this is being vastly underreported, the amount of cases. And there's supposedly up to 250 cases. Many people think there's many, many more. It's very, very much like polio. And many are very, very worried about this because it is spreading. And so this is, again, something else to be aware of. The first mysterious wave of this disease, which causes paralysis, came in 2014, and it coincided with a wider spike of illnesses connected to enterovirus called EVD68, according to CDC officials. But there was no spike in the waves in 2016. But there's been a proliferation of cases, and many people think this is being widely underreported. And skulls reveal Neanderthals and Homo sapiens sapiens had similarly harsh lives. And as we were talking about before, chances are, according to what geneticists are saying now, is that Neanderthals kind of got absorbed into us, into Homo sapiens sapiens. And as it says here, life as a Neanderthal was no picnic. But a new analysis says it was no more dangerous than what our own species faced in ancient times. So it's pretty interesting to uncover all this. And so they've had basically samples, over 295 skull samples from 114 different individual Neanderthals and 541 skull samples from 90 individuals of our own species, Homo sapiens. And the injury rate appears to be the same in both species. So it's curious how they got absorbed into us, or apparently died out, and what was really behind that. Because honestly, I'll never trust anything coming out of the Smithsonian, NASA, or really any of these scientific studies entirely. Again, a lot of times there are ulterior motives, and a lot of times they're hiding stuff that could be truly illuminating. And here we have 20 exquisitely charming rustic cabins. And yeah, these things definitely warm my cockles. I love that look of being out in the woods in a beautiful little cabin. And we've talked about earth bag homes and all different types of homes. And just here's some other ones to ogle at and maybe daydream about. Or perhaps you're able to, go ahead and actually build something of this sort for yourself. So this is the Watermill cabin, and this sits beside a Bosnian river. It used to be used as a watermill, and very, very rustic and beautiful. And then we have these Finland cabins with living roofs. That's a big thing up there in that area in Finland, Sweden, Norway, Iceland. Scott Newkirk's off-grid cabin, and that's certainly gorgeous, beautiful. Be wonderful working out on that deck and just being surrounded by the trees. This is up in New York, and these are all off-grid. Look at the interior, gorgeous. I love that rustic look. And this is an off-grid Carolina cabin, and yes, that is truly a tiny house for sure. And it's built from reclaimed materials. A beautiful little weekend getaway out there in the woods. Treehouse cabins. Now that would be fun, wouldn't that? Man, I wish I had a treehouse like that when I was a kid. Look at that. Amazing. Look at that spiral staircase. Even the horse loves it. Barn style cabin. There you go, taking a barn and just notching it up a little bit. Lots of space, actually beautiful. Look at that on the inside, it's gorgeous. Love that look. Enjoying a little glass of wine, just chilling out by the fire. Beautiful. Bristol cottage, that's certainly very cute. Now I would expect a little hobbit to come out of there. It's adorable. Cabin with a wraparound porch. Always gotta love wraparound porches, especially the views of the mountains like that. Orcas Island cabin, and this is up in Washington. Another beautiful one. Love the doors opening up to your beautiful stone patio. Gorgeous interior. Absolutely beautiful. And there's another little tiny home right there. As we'll move to the next page, and then we have a Czech A-frame. I love A-frames as well. And this one's up in Washington as well. Modern amenities, off-grid setting. Love having the pots and pans hanging. That's pretty cool. Look at the built-in microwave. Don't use the microwave. Not healthy for you. And so Colorado Mill cabin. Look at that. That is beautiful. Definitely some beautiful scenery up in Colorado. Washington abandoned cabin. And that is for sure a tiny home. Cabin with a turquoise door. Well, that's just to be unique. Very rustic, of course, but a splash of turquoise make you feel like maybe you're not too far from the Caribbean. And a luxury Montana cabin. Beautiful inside. Absolutely gorgeous. A sheep herder's wagon. Check it out. It's mobile. A little tiny home on wheels there. And we have an 1800s Georgia cabin. Again, beautiful on the inside. Very nice. And off-grid cabin in Tahoe. They look like a happy couple. Party on. California off-grid retreat. And this is in Topanga, California. So guys, as always, thumbs up to support the channel. Please do subscribe, click the bell, make sure you get all notifications. A couple people have told me that they were unsubscribed again, so that does seem to happen every so often. So double check your subscription and share with as many people as possible. May you guys always be blessed with abundant peace, love, happiness, and all good things. Stay safe out there, my friends. God bless, and namaste.